Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a flip through of the Victoria Francis Oracle cards. Victoria Francis is an author that I'm so sorry, an artist that I have loved for years. Um, Back in high school, when I was in high school, they had like the whole goth trend. I was not a part of that. I mean, like, I I wasn't a goth, but I used to wear black lipstick, or like it was like mainly black and like blended red in the middle, stuff like that. I didn't particularly wear goth clothes. I would say what's considered goth clothes. I kind of had my own style, but I wouldn't say I was goth. This is before that whole like emo thing started too. But there are some things that are goth that I've always liked. And years back, I came across artwork by Victoria Francis. And prior to that, I used to like artwork by, um, was it Louis Royos or something like that? And then there was another one. My husband loves his artwork, and every year he tends to get like his calendars. And I can't remember his name for nothing. I used to like their style as well. And then I kind of stumbled along Victoria Francis. And I used to use her artwork for like my desktop backgrounds, back when I had Yahoo Messenger. Um, like you could change the little picture thing, and that was one of her pieces as well. So I've always loved Victoria Francis artwork. And then when they came out with the Oracle deck, which I bought this when it first came out, and I'm just getting around to uh, opening it and really looking at it. Like when I, well, no, not just opening. I opened it when I first got it, and I kind of thumbed through it, and I wanted to share here. I'm not sure if there's a lot of videos on it. At the time, earlier, like a while back, I did not see any, not any, but not many. So there might be more out now, but I wanted to share what this deck looked like. So this is the back of the cards, and the book, the guidebook, actually, it tells you kind of like the intents of the Oracle deck, which from reading what they wrote in here, oops, I feel like this deck is more geared towards shadow work. Not that you have to just only use it for shadow work, but I feel like that's kind of the intent behind it. Shadow work is, you're delving deep into yourself, working through the muck of your past, working through those things to come out on the other end better for it. And that's kind of what it seems like in this guidebook they kind of say. And I'll just read you a little snippet here. It says the images of these cards are at times harrowing and dark, but they encourage us to face our fears and to recognize that even in our darkest times, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. These cards ask that you look beyond the initial image, as the wisdom is within the greater picture. In each card lies a solution and answer to your question. So to me, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. And when I look at these cards, that's what I get, is that this would be a good deck for shadow work. Um, the you do get, she kind of talks about your basic spreads, which is your one card draw and your three card spread. But then she also has in here, or the creator of this deck also has in here, the arch spread, which is a 5 card spread. So the first card is what blocks me, who is blocking me, how do I remove these barriers, how will my life flow differently once I make changes, what is my true potential. So I kind of like that. There's also a little section on using it for meditation, and then it goes into the meanings of the cards. You get a few keywords, and then you get the meaning of the card. So you see up here, right underneath the title of the card, you get the keywords. And you have titles of the cards in this book, but not on the cards. And this book is written in, I think, 4 languages. Is it 4 languages? 5 languages. And I would love to tell you what those 5 languages are. 4 of the 5 languages are. I think one is French, because, and maybe German, because it doesn't tell me the languages. It gives me a little description, and in the back, it gives me the flags of the different languages. And in the book, when you go through it, and when you finally get to the next section of languages, it doesn't tell you what the language is. I'm assuming one is Spanish and Italian, maybe, but I think that's Italian flag. French and German, I believe German. It looks like German to me, but I'm not fluent. So, but anyways, so this deck has 36 cards, and the card stock is I like the card stock. It's pretty sturdy. It fits in my hands, so this is a deck that I will be able to shuffle. I mean, it's still a little bigger, I still gotta, but this is a deck that I will be able to shuffle. It has borders. The borders are black. I'm thinking of edging it black, but the borders are black, and they, to me, do not seem, I'm sorry, do not seem intrusive to me. So we'll just start. Let's move this. I like the box. I love boxes that have this little pull thing to make it easier for me to get the cards out. And I just love, it's like a not grayscale, but you'll see. It's, but the cards are quite dark, but there's also a romantic, and it tells you in the book there is a romantic flair to these cards, and very gothic. And or in the book, the creator of the deck goes over a little bit of, I don't want to say the gothic or goth movement, but they go through what the meaning of goth and how these cards relate to that. All the artwork I've seen by her is that goth style. She has a lot of vampires in her art, so you'll see blood. There's usually like the one I just showed. Because I just put it back in the box. But like, if you look, you'll see there's blood around her mouth, on her clothes. So there's usually some kind of blood in her work. And this one as well. This is similar to the one that I used as my avatar. So they're all like these dark colors. And like, you see what I mean? It's not a grayscale. There's a hint of color in most of the cards, even if that hint is blood. Like here, you get like some light blues, grayish blues, but then you see the pink, because it's a very faint color of the blood. It's not a pronounced color, it's faint. Her artwork is just amazing. And some of these I've had and I've saved on my on my desktop and used them, like I said, as backgrounds for my computer. This was one that I used at work. One of the safest ones that I had of her work on my computer. So sometimes I would use this as my background, kind of like a carnival type, like she has the mask, and then you see the carnival clown face there. But there are kind of like specks of blood, but no one noticed it on my computer. They never noticed that kind of thing. Like I love this picture. I love this picture. And then for some of them, you see like this innate sadness as well. And not just sadness, but cunning. Some to me seem almost devious. Some seem very innocent. Like here, you have this child, and she has a few like that. Some just seem very innocent. Some kind of coy, kind of sensual. So you get all that. And then with the theme of vampire as well, you know, vampire is a very sensual thing, and it's seen the drinking of the blood is is seen as a very sensual, connecting kind of thing. There's another carnival. I love the carnival. I always love like these like carnival pictures. I really want to get that carnival. Is it the Oracle or is it a tarot? I think it's an Oracle. Um, by the time I get to it, it'll probably be out of print or something. But I kind of want that deck too. But it's yeah. You see, here's another one. It's an angel. It's a child, but it's an angel and very sad. And you also get the tears. The tears almost seem like bleeding as well. Okay, here's the one. This is the picture I use for my avatar. This is the same picture that I use for my avatar on Yahoo. What was it? Yahoo Messenger, way back in the day. I don't use that anymore, but you know. So, and I feel like these would be good for shadow work. Now, like I said, there are no titles on these cards, so you will reference them by the numbers. But the titles, it does appear that in the guidebook, there are titles on the cards in the guidebook. So, I love this deck. Let's see how it shuffles real quick. Okay, yeah, I can shuffle this. I can shuffle this my normal way. I can't do the bridge with it. I don't think I'll be able to do the bridge, but hand over hand, or if you prefer. They're very glossy, very laminated, very glossy deck. It's shiny. But I mean, they kind of, I don't know, they feel like there's a little bit of traction with them. So they don't slide around as you would think a glossy deck would shine around, or a heavily laminated deck would shine around. Move around. So, but yes, I love this deck. Love this deck. And I will definitely be working with this. And I'm thinking of doing shadow work in the fall. I'm not sure. But this is going to be a deck I'm going to work with during the fall season. So that's it. So thank you for watching and blessed.